Hi, Kevin Coop here, and this is FaceTime with the Content Guy. So I was reading a story the other day about something I thought was really clever niche marketing. But I think I have to provide some context first to explain why I think it's so great. I'm sure not everybody would feel the same way, although I think a lot of people would. So the context is this. So I get a lot of email. I've been doing this 16 years, right? But I get a fair amount of email from people who wonder about the posters that are often in the background when I do it, especially since I've been doing it from my new office. And people will ask about the posters, and sometimes I get challenges about the posters. But I thought I would explain them, and that would give you a little bit of context. First, of course, there's the poster for The Big Picture, Essential Business Lessons from Movies. What can I tell you? Great book, available now on Amazon.com. Then I have a poster here for a movie called Robin and Marion. This is one of my favorite movies of all time, and it never makes anybody else's list, but it certainly makes mine. This is a movie that's about Robin Hood and Maid Marian in middle age. They're played by Sean Connery and Audrey Hepburn. This is a wonderful movie. And one of the great things about it, movie geeks like me totally get this, is that Robin Hood ends up doing battle with an equally middle-aged Sheriff of Nottingham, played by Robert Shaw. And like I say, movie geeks, anybody who remembers From Russia with Love, Robert Shaw and Sean Connery facing off in that train car, it's totally cool. So that's this. So then I also have my poster from one of my favorite newspaper movies, which is All the President's Men. And this kind of came up recently when somebody observed the fact that maybe Dustin Hoffman is not the person I want to have in the picture, considering some of the allegations about sexual improprieties that have been dogging Dustin Hoffman lately. You know, it's an interesting argument about whether or not the artist and the art can be separated. Does he trouble me? Yes. Do I still love the movie? Absolutely. So that's All the President's Men. Then I have one of my favorite detective movies of all time. This is a movie called Night Moves with Gene Hackman, and this is like one of the best detective movies ever. And this is like my passion, right? I love detective movies and TV shows and hard-boiled American detective fiction. I love this stuff, and there's few movies that are better than this one. So we got that there. Let's see, what else do I have? I have, well, this isn't exactly a movie poster, but it's certainly something that I happen to love because of a passion I had when I was young. This is a signed autograph of Mike Connors, who played Mannix. So totally cool. Okay, then this is a relatively new addition to my collection. This is a lobby card for The Long Goodbye, which is Robert Altman's deconstruction of the Raymond Chandler novel and really the whole genre, starring Elliot Gould. If you've never seen this movie, you absolutely have to. Ooh, I love this one. This is a lobby card from the play, the original production of Sleuth on Broadway. Anthony Quayle, Keith Baxter. I love Anthony Quayle. Met him once. Unbelievably great show. I had a great time at it. But then here's where I'm getting to, the context. This is actually the French lobby card for Bullet. Okay, Steve McQueen, like one of the great movies of all time. I'm a total geek about this kind of stuff. There's a reason I drive a dark gray Mustang convertible. I recognize he didn't drive a convertible and it wasn't dark gray. But when you start it up in the morning, it sounds exactly like it, and it's totally cool. So, which is a long way for me to get to the niche marketing thing I was talking about, which is the fact that there was a story in the New York Times about this brand new hotel that has been opened up in Belfast, Ireland. Part of Belfast is going through this whole gentrification, right? After the troubles have been over for a long time, Belfast is a really cool place right now. And the thing is that this hotel is called the Bullet Hotel. It's got tons of Steve McQueen art. It's got a whole kind of 1960s vibe going for it. It's very, it's kind of a minimalist cool, and I love this idea. And listen, it's enough for me to want to go to Belfast. I've been to Ireland lots of times, but never been to Belfast. But here's the deal. The people who opened that hotel could have opened any hotel. It could have been the Acme Hotel. It could have been the Ace Hotel. It could have been John Smith's hotel. But they opened the Bullet Hotel. And that's cool. They were looking for a way to differentiate themselves. That was their goal. And this is the way to do it. And listen, it worked. They got the editors of the New York Times to run a piece about it. That's what retailers, that's what all businesses have to do. They have to find a way to differentiate themselves. Because if you don't find a niche marketing angle here or some clever little play on things over there, it's just the same old, and that's not what people are going to go to. I really admire that. I think that's what more businesses have to do. Now listen, you may disagree with me, and that's okay. Because as Frank Bullitt says in the movie, you believe what you want, you work your side of the street, I'll work my side of the street. Anyway, that's what's on my mind this morning, and as always, I want to hear what's on your mind.